Hi, it's me, Teresa McKelvey with Yarn Shop Around the Corner. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. I'm going to adjust this camera just a little bit there. I haven't done a YouTube video in a while, and I'll be very honest with you. It's because I started having a good bit of anxiety over it. And so I just sort of stopped doing them and kept doing maybe little snippets on Facebook, but I have such a lovely Fiber Friday group that they all encouraged me to get back in it and to start doing YouTube videos again. So first thing I want to talk about is what I've completed. I've done a lot of crochet. I've completed a lot of crochet. And so crochet is just, it's my jam. It's where I am so comfortable. So I tend to go to it, especially during stressful times. And so I'm so excited that I finished this, as you can see. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I got more pictures of it. It's called the Castle Shell Poncho by Ophelia Talks Crochet. You see that stitch? Is that not beautiful? But I also, sorry, I don't mean to be getting undressed on you here, but I also wore it like this with a real pretty dress you can see on Instagram and Facebook. But I just love this. I mean, yes, right now it's the middle of an Alabama summer and it's perfect. I get to throw it on and I still feel like it dresses up a little sundress. It was made out of Universal Yarns Uptown Worsted, and the color is, I love the color. I'm going to have to put on my glasses. Ooh, Antique Rose. I just, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But I just love this. This is one of my favorite things that I've made. I can't say enough. I love the stitch, and it was fun. It was easy. You know, one of the techniques that I learned was when you're crocheting in the round, lots of times you do your chain, and then there's some people that say, you know, do 10 and then put the chain on your hook and then keep going, and that'll stop it from twisting. A lot of people say, you know, chain all the way from 1 to whatever, and then make sure they're not twisted, put them together. And what Ophelia taught is a really good tip in this is you chain it and then you do your stitches, your first row of your stitches, your half double crochet in it all the way around, and then you slip stitch it together, and then it's just, you don't have to worry about it getting twisted. It's so much easier. So I learned a lot of tips. And now when I crochet anything in the round, that's what I do. I do my first stitch, whatever they call it, and then I will go and join it and then start crocheting in the round. So I absolutely, like, as you know, I'm going to say I love it. I do. I really like this. It's the same pattern as the Castle Shell shawl, which is just, I think I called that the wrong thing. I think it's a walk in the something, but anyway, it's I'm getting my mind all confused, but I just love this one as well. These are both Ophelia Talks Crochet. Most of my crochet is going to be from her because that's really how I learned how to crochet, and I love how she teaches and I can follow it. And so so that's this one and this, and then I finished this, which is a corner to corner shawl that I followed the tutorial. Now I haven't blocked it, and I think I want to, because I think it's, once that opens up that stitch even more, it'll be even prettier. But I followed also Ophelia Talks Crochet on these for this tutorial for corner to corner triangle shawls. First one I've ever made. And I got these great big old tassels, which I love because they're fun. They add some weight to it. They add a design element and feature. You know, they're just, I love that. Okay, I'm going to sort of do a little thing here, but let's see if I can grab it. But I just love these. You know, you got the tassels. I mean, I need to go move somewhere. Sorry, you're having to see my arms, but somewhere wintry. But don't you just love it? I mean, look at these tassels. It's just a gorgeous fun. Throw it on with a coat, and I want to go ice skating. I just absolutely love this. And you can wear it, of course, as a shawl and tie it around the front. But this was a quick, fun project. I used Lion brand Heartland yarn, which is really soft. And I think these are Grand Canyon is the color, and I don't remember the light green color, but that's them. And I just was playing around with my techniques of, when to change the yarn and do all that. So that's that. I think as far as crochet goes, oh, and then I can't believe I didn't bring it, a granny square top that I just finished, where I just did 2 granny squares, put them together, seamed them here, and seamed them down the side. You can see that on my Instagram page as well. Doesn't really flatter me because I carry a lot of fat in my arms, but I always wanted to make one. I knew it would be super fun and quick and simple, and I loved that. It's that Rico Baby DK yarn. Is so soft. Oh my gosh. And I just wanted something that touched me to wear it. I didn't want to just do a baby blanket and give it away. I want to do something, excuse me, for me to be able to use. So, and I'm trying to look around. I think I left some stuff at home, but I think that covers everything that I have completed in crochet right now. Okay, so knitting. All right, so this little, let me grab this down. This is supposed to be, it's called the Workday scarf. And it's supposed to go, you start at this end and you go, see it's beautiful. Start at this end, you go all the way till you get to the point, and then you start decreasing. Well, for some reason, every time I got to starting my decreasing, I made a mistake. I don't know. I started having yarn overs. I just started having issues, and I've been working on this for quite some time. And I do mean quite some time. So I got frustrated, and I thought, you know what? I think it's long enough. I mean, it's so squishy. By the way, it's this Malabrigo Rios in color peachy. Look at that. And I was like, okay, I think this is long enough. I'm just going to take it and make a little wrap out of it, just a simple little wrap out of it, and be done with it. All right, so I'm going to hop over camera because I don't really want to change in front of you all. But so now I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't finish my first completed shawl. Let's see if I could do this. My first completed wrap. I didn't really, this is not very flattering, Teresa. I didn't finish it. And I wish now that I had. I wish that I had, I'm doing this all the wrong way. Okay, so I think I had it like this, and then I came around like that. And then, yeah, that's what I did. And then put a pin here. Which, I mean, oh, no, hide that, yeah. So it was like that. And put a pin up here, which, makes it, really cute, a little, I could still wear it like this with a coat or something. But as far as knitting goes, it taught me how to do yarn overs. It taught me how to increase, and it did teach me how to decrease. I just, some reason, would have an extra yarn over. So now I can't decide, which I don't know how to, I've finished it, so I don't know how to cast back onto that. And, but I do think maybe I should make, I think I would like the shawl in it. There's a Workday shawl as well. This is the Workday scarf. And I'm thinking maybe I should make the Workday shawl and actually complete it. So that's, but I do consider this a completed wrap. I mean, it's a cute little shawlette that I can pin up different ways and wear. And I love the color. I love this peachy. And so I'm disappointed yet proud of myself for finally, finishing something knitting besides socks, because that's the only thing I keep completing is my socks. It's like I've got knitting socks down, and I'm like, I enjoy it, so I keep doing that. And then, I really need to finish a scarf. I'm considering this a wrap, and I would like to do a shawl, and then I'd like to do a sweater. Anyway, I'm getting into, supposed to be talking about completed projects. So this is my completed knitting wrap, which, is cute. Okay, so I'm going to jump back over here, put back on my clothes without you having to be subjected to all that. Okay. I just love a poncho. I love a poncho. You just throw it on and go. Okay. So, I'm going to look around and see. I didn't bring my pair of socks. I forgot to bring them. I do have two completed pair of socks. But right now I'm working on, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so that's my completed projects. There's probably not a lot completed. I start a lot and then and so then it takes me a while, and then all of a sudden it's like I'll sit down and just finish everything. So first I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in, let's go crochet first. Crochet is going to be the most. That's where my heart is. So if you're a knitter, hang with me. I'm learning. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is this very delicate, absolutely beautiful yarn. Let's see if I can get it out of here. And I forgot the name of it. It's by, gosh, I'll have to put it on in the description box below. So it's very beautiful. It's like 3 little strings put together. I don't know if you can see that or not. But this was starting out to be, I started as making a poncho. I knew I didn't want to make a poncho, but I knew that would be the best way to start. So I started making a poncho and doing the granny stitch, and then I've added 2 rows of double crochet. I've turned it sideways, and I'm just sort of playing with it. There's some pictures on Instagram if you want to look at it. And so I don't really know what I'm making yet. Obviously I like a lot of pink. But I'm just sort of designing this as I go. A little crochet something. It might be a top if I can figure out how to do sleeves. We'll see. But I think this is called boat neck. I think this kind of collar is called a boat neck. But I like that. I like the delicateness of it. So we will see. And I like the gradient. See that it's going to go to like a brown with the pink, from the pink and the white. I hope you can see that well. So anyway, that's one project I'm working on. That one's going to take me a while because it's very tedious. I am using a size 4 hook with it, which is giving it a little bit of a drapey feel. So that's, oh, and it came in these absolutely adorable little bag. Look at that. I hope to carry some of these in the shop by Christmas. But you just, look at that. I mean, don't you just love it when your yarn matches your little bag, and then you could just take it and go. I mean, I love that. I put my crochet hook down in there, and then I have my project, and off I go. I like that I can just hook it on something while I'm working on the side of a chair. Anyway, I don't sell these bags, but hey, if you want to make these bags, and you can work me out a good deal, and if you could do a little snap on this side, let me know. I think they'll have a lot of customers that would like those. Okay, this is beginning to be a long video. All right, so let's get back into what else I'm doing crochet wise. So I'm making this Just Breathe by CJ Brady Designs. It is a shawl, scarf, shawlette is what I call it. Let's see. I think it's sort of like a boomerang, but not really. It does look like the workday scarf that I'm working on, but it's so pretty and different. And so it's crochet. I'm using a Wonderland. I would tell you what color this is, but I've forgotten. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right this minute. But it's by Wonderland. It's the March Hare, and look at that. Look at that design, how it's going. So it starts down here, and it just sort of course I'll have to block it because it curls up a little bit right now. But look, I love the rows, and then the row. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And it increases. I mean, it's just a 4-row repeat to a certain point, and then you will decrease. And I think that is so pretty. It's so pretty. I've wanted to do like a boomerang shawl. I've done lots of wraps that are rectangle, and I've done triangle, but this will be my first like a boomerang looking one, half circle one. So that's that one. I also am using this. I've been dying to use the Illimani Santi yarn that I have. It's in the shop. It's yak, baby alpaca, and mulberry silk. And it's super, it's got a little halo on it. It's super soft. It's just sweet as could be. So I decided to design my own little baby dress. Oh, kind of me. I do a lot with pink, don't I? So it's just a little baby dress. There's little armholes, and then I'm just doing the granny stitch, and I got to do a few more rows, and it will be complete. I just did a little edging here so that it would stand out, but it's just something I've absolutely just made this up. I didn't really know what I was doing. I've just learned how to crochet in a circle, and I was like, oh, that looks like a yoke, and then I was like, okay, well, let me do a little detail here to, and then I knew, I followed up with half double crochets, and then I knew, okay, well, if I have a multiple of 3, I can do granny stitch. So I just did the bottom and granny stitch, which, hopefully, I think it's adorable. So hopefully I'll find someone who wants it. But that's just a quick, fun little project I'm working on. Okay, so then the last thing in crochet that I'm in the middle of is I have a friend who doesn't crochet or knit, and I want to make her a poncho. But what I'm making her is more of a wrap poncho where it's 2 rectangular pieces, sort of like the one that Deb knitted here. But she did, it's got braids, and the seed stitch is gorgeous. This is crochet, and it's going to have these great big beautiful, hopefully you can see that stitching there. But it's going to be 2 big pieces, and she's kind of a boho color person, so I got these colors for her. This is the line brand Heartland, because you get so many yards out of it. It's so super soft. Let me see what color this is. And I'll put a thing in it. This is called the Grand Canyon. I think that green was the Grand Canyon. Maybe I've got my colors mixed up. But I will put a link in the description box below of this pattern so you can see, and I'll try to insert a picture of it here if I get a chance to. But it's by Bag a Day. She did a beautiful pink one. Of course, anything pink catches my eye, and I just thought with a real cute wooden button here, she just looked really cute in that, so I'm making that for her. Okay, so I think that wraps up my crochet projects that I'm in the middle of. Now let's talk about knitting. Okay, so I'm knitting some socks. I've told you I'm going to knit the workday shawl, and so it's probably going to be out of some Malabrigo. I'll have to look at, what colors I really want to do. Okay, so then these I'm going to have to show you the patterns because I have not casted on these. So first one is, I really want to do, my good friend Ashley's doing it, is the beach comber shawl. And so I'm thinking about doing this out of Malabrigo. Oh, hang on, let's put my glasses on. Yeah, I sell them in the shop, so they have tags on them. I think it's called Caprino. Oh goodness, these glasses, Caprino. But it is a DK weight. Is super fine merino and cashmere. And so I'm thinking about doing. So this, get a good look at that in something like this colorway. So let's see if I could do it with all these tags. Something like this. I don't know. I love blues and grays and pink. But I was thinking maybe something like that. Something like that for this. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you have a recommendation of a different colorway, or if I shouldn't put this speckledy stuff in it. I should stay with solids. If you've done that pattern and this cashmere DK, this is too thin, let me know. Tell me what you think. Show me pictures of yours. I love seeing other people's work and getting encouraged by them. But I think that is a pattern that I can do knitting. Okay, the next one is I'm going to be doing is, and Ashley's done this one. She's doing that one as well. in the shop. She did it with Shawl and the Ball, Lion Brand Shawl and the Ball, and Deb is doing it now with some yarn. But this is called Changing Staircases, and so it's just a real pretty. It's got a solid and then like a mesh, and I'm gonna do that in this by Southern Skeins. It's just giving me such a beautiful Christmas vibe, and I want to put it with another color, like a solid, but I haven't figured out what color yet. I mean, I know there's a blue, but that reminds me of like icicles and snow, and but so this, let's see, I'm not real good with this. I just think that'd be real pretty. So I'm excited about that. Okay, and I think that's a pattern I could do as well. The last thing is sort of that I'm working on, or going to start working on, is pretty adventurous for me, and it's called the Summer Block Party Throw 2020. And what it is you get to learn, and my ink went out on my printer, it's not really great, but you get to do a different block each week, and it's really going to teach me a lot of knitting stitches. And so when it's done, then I can put it together. But I just think this would be you know, a really good way for me to start. Well, I'm already reading patterns, but to really get used to learning different, you know, different knit stitches. And I would have a blanket when I'm done, which, you know, who doesn't want a blanket? So I think it wouldn't be overwhelming because do each block, and I may take a month to each block, knowing me, but it says each block takes roughly 65 grams of worsted spun yarn, and you use a 7 or 8 needles depending on your gauge. So I think that's, you know, that's big enough that I'm not gonna get too frustrated. It's not like doing a sock with sock yarn or fingering weight yarn. And so I figure a block, I'm gonna try to say a block a month. It'd be nice if I could get a block every 2 weeks. We'll see. If I sit down and it's easy and I get it and then I just finish the block right away, I may start another one. You never know. So I'm really wanting to learn knitting. I'm really wanting to do more knitting. I love crochet. Crochet is always going to be something that I enjoy doing, but I also want to do knitting. So wrap all that up. So that's the projects that I'm working on. I hope that you've enjoyed this little thing. If you have, let me know. I'll do more. And I hope that I get to see you in the shop someday soon. Okay, that's it for this week, this time. Okay, bye everybody.